came over and said, I can't believe you paid that much for that horse that has no dog in the fight and has never probably bought a horse in their life. That does not give you an excuse to call us and try to make up a story to get out of this horse. We're going to hold your feet to the fire just like we hold our sellers to the fire. Today is the day to make your decisions. We want you to get the best horse for the best price you possibly can. And we're going to protect you in your purchase, but we're also going to protect our sellers in their sale. If they have done everything in their power to be honest with you and represent their horse to the best of their ability, and you sit here and bid against other willing participants, at the fall of that gavel, you're gonna be the owner if the owner sells a horse. At that time, the ticket runners are going to bring you a ticket. It's a purchase acknowledgement agreement. You will sign that. You'll look it over. Any announcements that were made about that horse will be right there on that ticket. You'll get a copy of it. It's very important that you keep your copy when you come to that window and you pay. That's how you'll get your get everything. Make sure everything's in order, and anything that was promised or said in the time period that horse being sold, you'll know about it right there. All right. You've had a lot of opportunities as buyers to walk around here and look these horses over. I hope you've taken that opportunity. If you have not, before that horse comes in this sale ring, I would highly suggest that you walk back there to that stall if you've got a couple of horses picked out and talk with those consigners. Give them an opportunity to tell you the truth about what's a concern to you, because what's a concern to you may not be a concern to the other 300, 400, 500 people standing around here today. So make sure that if you have a concern, if something like genetic test or something that you have a concern about, that you have an opportunity to go talk to that consigner and ask them, has this horse been tested for HERDA? Has this horse been tested for GBED? What's the 7-panel test look like? If they don't know, there's papers right here in this office. We will gladly look up those papers and see if there's a test on it. That is a pre-purchase situation, okay? So if you get home 2 weeks from now, you decide that you are interested to know what the genetic test on that horse was, and you look at it and you see a result that's not favorable to you, don't call us and expect us to refund your money for that horse. Today is the day to make those kind of decisions. We don't take care of a pre-purchase situation and a post-purchase scenario. So make sure that you do all of your due diligence right now before you bid on these horses. Anything announced other than sound on this block. So if somebody comes in here and says, this is a great horse, he's a finished head horse, you need to inject his hocks twice a year to keep him sound. What that means is, if you don't inject his hocks twice a year, that horse is unsound. All right? I cannot guarantee you a horse to be sound that the person is selling to be unsound without injections. So that horse will be sold to you as is. All right? So make sure that you understand that anything other than this horse is sound will be announced as is. Doesn't mean the horse is an invalid. Doesn't mean you shouldn't purchase the horse. It just means I can't stand behind something I know is not going to be sound without the proper maintenance. All right? It's the buyer's responsibility, even with preferred horses. If there's been x-rays done, if there's been a pre-purchase exam done, and we have those in our possession, they're on our online catalog already. All you have to do is go to that particular horse's lot number, click on the pictures. You can see there's actually probably a link to the x-rays. There should be a link to the x-rays. There should be a link to the pictures of the PPE, whatever. If that's something that it is important to you, make sure that you take care of that prior to bidding. Again, when you bid on these horses, that is not, after you bid on these horses and you're the successful bidder, that is not the time to decide that PPEs and x-rays are important to you. Prior to bidding on those horses is when that should be a concern to you. Listen to what's being said from the auction block. We're going to make a few announcements right here, and then we're going to turn it over to our auctioneers. And when that horse comes into the ring, if they say something if they say, hey, there's a correction to your catalog, this horse is a stallion, not a gelding, then that means you can't, when you get that horse home and he's a stud, don't call complaining, because whatever is announced from the auction block takes precedence over any written material. We did not make up all the footnotes on each one of these horses as well. Ocala Horse Sale simply acts as agent for the buyer and the seller, as a meeting place for you guys to come and buy horses and for these guys to come and sell horses. So any footnotes that are in this catalog have been sent to us by the consignor. Sometimes things may change in the month leading up to the horse sale. They'll correct it from here in the auction block. So routability is not a right of return. We have all day yesterday, we demoed horses out here. all day yesterday. Consigners had people trying horses around here, and it is your responsibility as a buyer to make sure that horse is gentle enough if you need gentle, has enough athletic ability if you need an athlete, has the right gait if it's a gaited horse. All that is done prior to bidding. Okay. Unless a consignor comes in here and makes some kind of a claim, which this horse sale is recorded. We have video recording of this sale. So anything that's said from the block, we will be able to go right to that video and look up immediately to make sure. And if you're right, I promise you, nobody in the auction business will fight harder for you than Ocala Horse Sale. If you're wrong, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. Okay. But so I encourage you to please do your due diligence. Do the best you can. Everybody makes mistakes from time to time. If you happen to make a mistake here and you buy a horse that you don't just love when you get home, we're going to have another horse sale right here, April the 19th. We'll start taking horses for it on February 1st. If you will call us and let us know, we will work just as hard for you to sell that horse as we did for the person who you bought it from. One person may not get along with the horse. The next person may love it and be its forever home. So any great horse, like I said, any great horse, make sure that if it says that in the catalog, pay close attention to this, all right? If anybody at any point says this horse is out of registered stock, but we're going to sell it grade, what does that mean? It's grade. It will be grade. I don't care if they say it's an own son of Doc Barr, okay? Today, we represent that horse to be great. Now, if you can pull hair off that horse and you can get the papers, that's between you and that consignor. And I hope you can, and I hope it's a great deal, and I hope you buy it for half price and sell it for twice what you paid for it. I'd love for that to happen for you. But as far as we go, because we've got 200 horses here, we have no idea what's right and what's wrong. So we have to make a blanket policy. Our policy is if the horse does not have registration papers with a signed transfer, we cannot sell that horse as registered. We have to sell it as a grade horse. All right, when you buy that horse, consigners, when you get done showing your horse, do not take the horse to the wash rack and wash the number off. They need to have their hip number on when the purchaser tries to leave, because we're going to have someone at the gate. Ricky is the greatest employee we have back there. He is absolutely a great employee. If you try to get out of that gate without your pink slip, is that right? I believe it's pink slip, and that horse's hip number on, he's going to hold you there. He's going to make sure that everything's right. You will not get out of that gate without the ticket that they give you in this office when you go to leave. We have to make sure that every purchase is paid for, or arrangements have been made before that horse leaves its grounds, because we would hate for somebody to take off with the wrong horse on an accident or on purpose. It would make for a pretty bad situation. Even if you consigners, if you do not meet your reserve, if you had a reserve on your horse and you sold your horse here today, you still have to have a ticket to get out. We got to make sure that every horse that leaves this premises is a horse that is supposed to be with the person who has it. Unsold horses, the consignor, you should go to the office, make sure that you settle up with any unpaid situations such as shavings or anything else, or extra days for stalls before you leave. If you buy a horse here today, what we're going to do is if you buy a registered horse here today, we're going to hold your papers. If you write a check for that horse, if you pay with a credit card for that horse, we're going to hold your papers until the funds clear our bank. That's the only leverage we have is your paperwork. Once the funds clear, we're going to mail you your check. Mail you your paperwork. Sellers, also, we're going to hold your funds for 48 hours. Our guarantee lasts for 48 hours. It ends, actually, our guarantee, so just so you know, the 48 hours ends at 8 p.m. on Monday night. If you call at 9 p.m., the guarantee is over with, okay? So it is your due diligence as a buyer to get that horse home and try him, make sure he's sound, make sure his eyes work, his ears work, everything that's supposed to work works. And then if you have an issue that you think might be okay, but you're not 100% sure, call us anyway. At the end of that 48 hours, we're going to mail that seller his check his or her check. When the money leaves us, we have no leverage to fight for you with. So if you'll call us and you say, I think this horse just has a stone bruise, but I wanted to bring it to your attention so that we could, get the ball started in case it's more than that. We'll hold their funds and we'll make sure that you're satisfied and everything's taken care of prior to paying that seller. If you don't do that, then we're going to mail them their check, and we can't do anything for you. So I'm begging you, please don't call me on Wednesday next week and expect me to be able to make these people take their horses back. They need the money just like you need the horse, okay? If you pay with, okay, so you can pay with cash, a good check, credit card. If you pay with a credit card, there's a 3.75% fee that we're charged by the credit card processor. So if you pay with that credit card, we're going to tack on 3.75% to your total. A $12 mailing fee will be included if you don't pay with cash, so that we can mail your papers and have a tracking number, and so there'll be no lost papers or anything like that. We have lots and lots of transporters. There are lots of them here. There's a list in the office. If you didn't bring your trailer, you want to buy a horse, go by all means. Don't let that hold you back. You can go right there to the office. There's a big, long list of transporters, and they'll take good care of you. We have a vet on grounds. If you're leaving the state of Florida, we've got a good vet. She'll write you a health certificate, and she will be around here all day. But there's an office right over here later on this evening that she's usually at. She'll write your health for you. So make sure, if you're leaving the state of Florida tonight or tomorrow, she will not be here tomorrow. So make sure if you need a health, you get that taken care of before you leave here today. Just go to the office and they'll get you her information, and she'll get with you. If you have not got a buyer's number, make sure you go around to the office, get signed up. All you need is a driver's license, a valid driver's license, and we'll sign you up for a buyer's number. You absolutely have to have a buyer's number. And I said it earlier, but I want to remind you, if you did sign up to bid online early, and now you decided to come here in person, we're so thankful to have you, but you do have to have another buyer's number, a different buyer's number than the one they assigned you online. You have to have one here in person as well. If you're buying online and you have had a buyer's number here in the past, same thing. If you can hear me, you'll need to go to bid.horseauctions.us, or it's a bid.horseauctionsusa.com, and then you registered there. Once you purchase a horse and they take it back to that stall, that horse becomes your responsibility. Make sure, if you're going to be here for a while, or if you're going to be here not going to be here till tomorrow to pick that horse up, make sure that horse has hay and water. Make sure that's taken care of. If you need us to help you with that, we'll be more than happy to do it, but we can't read your mind, so you'll have to let us know in the office, and we'll get a list, and we'll make sure that your horses are taken care of tonight, and give us an idea what time they'll be here. You'll be here tomorrow to pick them up, so we'll know if we need to do everything again in the morning. Consigners, you must leave a halter with your horses, a halter and a lead rope with each horse. Please, before you leave, make sure that horse has had something to drink. Make sure they've got a flake of hay if you can. If that's impossible, make sure you tell somebody in the office, and we will do our best to try to make sure those horses are taken care of. At 11 o'clock on Sunday, every horse needs to be out of this barn. If that is impossible for you, make sure that you let us know, and we can arrange for that horse to lay over and stay here later, and we'll take care of it. We'll do everything, but we got to know that you've got a plan to get that horse out of here. If you're having a horse transported, make sure that transporter has contacted with our office, and they know approximately what time they'll be here to get that horse out, so that we can do our best job to make sure that your new horse is not standing there in that stall without food or water. If you have a dog here, that's fine with us, but make sure that dog stays on a leash. That is the county's rule, not our rule. If you get somebody hurt because your dog's running around loose out there, running up under a horse that's not used to dogs, it's going to be a bad scenario for everybody. So please, 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 if you have a dog, make sure you keep them on a leash. If you have small children, make sure that you know where they are. Please, we do not want anybody's child to get hurt. Make sure that you keep them in your line of sight. Don't just turn your back. I know that because we have small children, I know it's pretty easy to lose one. So just make sure their life does depend on it, and somebody else's life might depend on it if that child gets up under that horse and it gets in a bind. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind, sometime throughout the day, go out here and visit with our vendors. We've got some really good vendors. Mr. Valdry Edge from Mississippi is one of the largest tack dealers in the United States. If you need tack of any kind, he is the man. If you don't see something out there that you need, if you'll spend about 2 minutes talking with Mr. Valdry, he can sure get your address and ship you whatever you need. Other than that, I think we're just about ready to have a horse sale. We'll get Harold Brown up here. He's going to sell to you. My good friend Wade Shaw will be swapping out with him, and Harold will introduce you to our ring men. Let's have a horse sale. I'm ready.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, hey, if anybody can remember in 1 hour what he said, come find him and he'll give you $50. Make sure you see Scott Roberts. Don't see Scott Campbell, because Scott will want you to give him 50. But anyhow, we're going to have a horse sale. We got a good sale of horses back here. It's always fun to be in Ocala. I promise you, we have a good sales here. Got good folks. We have folks from all over the country bring these horses down here. And two or three things that we want to tell you right off the bat. I want to tell you. I'll tell you two pretty quick. First thing is, in case of a tie bid, it's going to happen. We got the internet up here. People bidding all over the world. We got all these crowds here. We're going to have a tie bid. We have a right to reserve the bid right there if we have a tie bid to just those two right there. And so if we have a tie bid, please understand what's going on. And other than that, we got these guys around here working ring. If they don't see you, please hit them. Do not hit them easy. Just reach over there, throw rocks at them, throw beer cans, whatever you got in your hand. Throw it really hard. The only thing I asked you to do is yell at me. I want to watch it when it happens. I want to see you when you hit them. We don't want to miss your bids, what I'm trying to tell you. So please yell at these guys. They do it every weekend. They're out there to have a good time. Make sure you have a good time. And we do not want to miss any bids at all. So if there's anything if you don't know where we're at, you don't understand what the bid is, get to one of these guys right here, and they will, I promise you, they'll tell you. And how would you forget about that? Huh? How would you forget about that? But anyhow, we're fixing to do the national anthem. So if you don't mind, one thing I noticed, we went to South Point and did a horse sale this year, and at that horse sale, and then we went to the rodeo. And if you never went, please go there. That's one of the best feelings in the world, is to go there and watch that deal and watch everybody stand up. There was nobody on their knees, nobody doing any of that crazy stuff out there, and it sure makes a guy feel good. So play that music. Let's do it to it.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last glow, whose watches and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streamed. And the rockies red and left, the bomb bursting in air, through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, us that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the Lord.
Would you remain standing for the prayer, please? Our so heavenly Father, we thank you so much for bringing all the people together safely. We thank you for the great horse that you've given us, that we can all celebrate the Western way of life. Guys, we thank you everything for our new administration so that it can guide and lead this country. Lord, we ask that you bless us and guide us as we go home, and everybody here, and along with our animals. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We got a great set of stock. I'll be trading off a weight shop about every 25 head, Robbie. And Sean Holden be reading those pedigrees right there. Cass Sally, Dennis Logan, Jeremy Hester, Jimmy Fatner, and Button over there. Be working the ring out there helping you guys. And so if there's any kind of questions, any kind of problems, please let these guys go. Here's lot number one. Come to that door. Robbie's going to read them. We're going to swap them. Let's go, boys.
Guys, lot number one. This will be Dusty. This will be a 2018 model buckskin grade gelding. He'll be about 14 hands, super colored. Will trail ride or ride in the arena. He sells great because the previous owner could not supply all the paperwork. But you have an opportunity to get him registered. If you go with that guy right there, he'll work everything with you and tell you how to go on and get everything done if you want to. Been started on the cows and a pretty buckskin.
And he and him and he I'm gonna be 10,000. Here to be 10,000. What 10,000 bit? Give it a 10,000. I'm gonna be 5,000. I'm gonna be 5,000. What I was having auction house book 1,500. I'm gonna be 2,000. Yeah, 2,000 bit. Give it a 52. I'm gonna be 2,000. Where 2,000 bit? Give it a 2,000. Here to be 52. I'm gonna be 2,000. What 2 where 2,000 bit? Give it a 2,000. I'm gonna be 52. I'm gonna be 2,000 and 2. I'm gonna be 2 bit 2. Give it a 2,000. Here to be I need more. 2,000. I'm gonna be 2 bit 2. Give it a 2,000 bit. Give it a 2,000. I'm gonna be 52. I'm gonna be 2,000. 225. I'm gonna be 2,500. I'm gonna be 25. Here to be 5. I'm gonna be 2,500. What 25? I'm gonna be 25. Here to be 25. Here to be 5. I'm gonna be 5. 2,500. What 25? I'm gonna be 5. Here to be 2,500. I'm gonna be 2,500. Yeah, 25. I'm gonna be 2,500. I'm gonna be 2,500. I'm gonna be 2,500. Rob. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Guys, I know all day long, every sale that we've been doing, first horse is generally the cheapest one that comes in there. Everybody gets thinking about. We got about 190 head of these, and I'm going to tell you what, they're hard to come by. One that's good age, good color, sound and gentle and quiet and ready to go on with. There's a nice gelding.
2,000. What about 2,000? Yeah, 2,000. 2,000. Here to be 2,500. 2,500. I'm gonna be 2,000. Here to be 20,000, now 3, and 3,000. I'm going to be 3. I'm going to be beat you, Dennis. It's going to be 3. I'm going to be 3,000. What 3? 3 to be 3. I'm going to be 3,000. Here to be 20,000. 3. I'm going to be 3,000. What 3? 3 to be 3. I'm going to be 3,000. I'm going to be 7. Now 3. 3,000. What 3? I'm going to be net sale. 3,000 to be it. Give it a 3,000. I'm going to be 3. I'm going to be 3,000. What 3? 3 to be 3. I'm going to be 3,000. Where 3,000? Here to be 3,000. I'm going to be 3,000. And 3,000. Give it a 3,000. I'm going to be 3. Give it a 3,000 to be it. Give it a 3,000. I'm going to be 2,700. 3,000. What 3? 3 to be it. Give it a 3,000. I'm going to be 3. Give it a 3,000. And 232. I'm going to be 2. Give it a 32. Here to be 3,200. I'm going to be let's go. And 232, I'm going to be 2 give it a 3,200. I'm going to be 3,200. Yeah, 232, I'm going to be 2 give it a 32. You're going to 2 let's go. Hold on, 3,200. 232, I'm going to be 2 give it a 3,200. I'm going to be 2 give it a 2 bottom all down to 3,200. And 232, I'm going to be 2 give it a 200 bottom. I'm going to be 2 bottom all down to now. So 3,000 right here in the door, 3,000. Thank you, boys. Come on. Selling. So thank you, boys. Been good.
Lot number 2 coming in. This will be cash. This will be a 17 model. Warmblood gelding. Now he stands 16.3. 7 years old. Outstanding horse here. Previously an Amish driving horse. Lots of foundation. Excellent, versatile career ahead of him now. If you want one to go on and do something, he'll be an all-around horse. He started over the fences. He'll go in any direction that you would like for him to go. Does have calf tox, as you can see, but does not affect him anyway. They have recent x-rays, and they call him sound, but he just has the enlargements on his hocks.
All right, I'm going to be 20. Yeah, 20,000. Give it a 20. Give it a 20,000. I'm going to be better. And 20,000. Give it a step better. And 20,000. Give it a 20. Give it a 20,000. I'm going to be 15,000. I'm going to be 2,000. 3,000. 4,000. And 4,000. Give it a 4,000. I'm going to be 3, 4, 4,000. 4,000. I'm going to be 4,000. And 4, 4,000. 4,000. 5,000. I'm going to be 6,000. I'm going to be 5, 6, 6,000. Yeah, 6,000. Give it a 6,000. I'm going to be 5,000. 6,000. And 6,000. I'm going to be 6,000. Here to be 6,000. 5,000. 6,000. 6,000. 7,000. And 7,000. I'm going to be 7,000. Give it a 7. I'm going to be 7,000. Yeah, 8,000. 8,000. Give it a 8,000. I'm going to be 7,000. 8,000. 8,000. Give it a 8,000. I'm going to be 7,000. 8,000. 8,000. 8,000. 8,000. 9,000. I'm going to be 9. 10,000. I'm going to be 10. 10,000. Where 10,000. I'm going to be 10. Give it a 10,000. I'm going to be 10,000. Here to be 10,000. What? Where 10,000. 10,000. 10,000. I'm going to be 10,000. 12. Yeah, 12. And 12,000. I'm going to be 11. 12. 12,000. Give it a 12,000. 11. 12,000. 12,000. 12. I'm going to be 12,000. Give it a 11,000. 12,000. Here to be 12,000. 12. 11. 12. 12,000. Give it a 12,000. 13,000. And 13,000. I'm going to be 13. 12,000. 13,000. 13,000. 5. 13,000. And 13. Give it a 13,000. I'm going to be 13,000. Here go. And 13 to be able to 13,000. I'm going to be 5. 13,000. 13, 5, 13,000. 500. 13, 5, 13, 14,000. I'm going to be 14 to be 14,000. And 14,000. 14,000. 14,000. And 14,000 to be give it a 14,000. Let's go here. And 14,000 to be 14,000. 5. 14,000. 500. 15,000. I'm going to be 15 to be give it a 15,000. We're at 15,000. And 15,000. I'm going to be 15,000. 15,000. 15 to be give it a 15,000. And 15,000. 500. I'm going to be 15,000 to be 15,000. 500. Let's go. 15,000. We're at 500. I'm going to be 15,000. I'm going to be 15,000. 500. 15,000. I'm going to be 5 to be 15,000. 500. I'm going to be 16,000. 16,000. I'm going to be 16 big bucks. 16,000. 16,000 bucks. And 16,000. I'm going to be 16 to be 16,000. You're going to be 16,000. And 16,000. I'm going to be 16,000 to be 16,000. I'm going to be 16,000. I'm going to be 16,000. I'm going to be all that. And 16,000. I'm going to be 16 to be give it a 16,000. I'm going to be sold 15,000. Dennis 15,000. Sold 15,000. Dennis. Thank you.
Line number 3, this will be Tyson. This will be a 10-year-old 16-hand gelding. You talk about a nice gelding to see. He rode around here all day yesterday. He'll walk, trot, and lope. He'll ride English or go to the ranch pleasure classes. He'll stand quietly for you to get up on him with a mountain block. It doesn't make any difference. He'll one-hand neck rein. He'll side pass. He'll open and close the gates. He does it all. Now there's a good gelding.
All right, I'm going to be 20. 10,000. Here to be 10,000. 10 to be even 10,000. I'm going to be 5,000. Here to be 5. I'm going to be 5,000. Here 5,000. I'm going to be 5,000. What 5? I'm going to be 1,000 bucks. Just on 12, 1,400, and 14 to be 16. I'm going to be 16, 18, 2,000. Here to be 2 to be 2, and 2 to be even 2,000. Here to be 25. I'm going to be 25. I'm going to be 2,500. What 25? I'm going to be 25. Where 25, 25 to be what 25? I'm going to be 25. I'm going to be 2,500. I'm going to be 27 and 2,700. I'm going to be 3,000. I'm going to be 30 even 3,000. I'm going to be 3,000. What 3 to be 3,000? Where 8,000 to 3,200. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. 3,200, 232, I'm going to be 2 to be 2, I'm going to be 2 to be 2, I'm going to be 2 to be 2, 5, 3,500, what 35, I'm going to be 35, I'm going to be 3,500, 3,500, what 35, I'm going to be 35, I'm going to be 2,500, I'm going to be 35, even at 3,500, 5, 2, 1, 6, 8, 30, and 30 to be even at 3,000, I'm going to be 6, 8, I'm going to be 30 to be 800, we're at 3,000, what be 3,000, I'm going to be 800, I'm going to be 3,000, I'm going to be 3,000, 830 bit, even at 3,000, yes sir, go ahead.
That'll be a big, nice horse. You can get on him. You can go ride him. He don't have no coldness to him. You can just get on him.
Just saddle him up and go ride. He's a big, fluid, moving horse and quiet and gentle and nice to be around. They showed him all around there yesterday. Guys, if you want one that is always the same every day, here's one right here. You can do it. Just walk off.
7, 8, 3,800, 3,800. What pay 3,800? What pay 30 bit? Give it a 3,800. I'm going to be 7, I'm going to be 30 bit. What pay 3,800? I'm going to be let's go 3,800. Here go 8 bit. Give it a 3,800. Have 800. I'm going to be 3,800 bit. 800. What pay 3,800? I'm going to be 800 bit. Give it 800. Have 800. I'm going to be 800. What pay 30 bit? Give it 800. I'm going to be we're going to be 3,800. I'm going to be 3,800. What pay 8 bit? I'm going to be 800 bit. Give it 800. Have 800. I'm going to be 800. What pay 800? Give it 800. I'm going to be 800. I'm going to be 800. What pay 30 bit? No sir. At 36 on that little buddy. I already had 3,600. I had 3,600 on line.
Hannah, you're in. Alexander,
I had 3,600 on line. You had to be 38.
Hannah, you're in. Alex, you're
You'll
out.
be 7, 3,700. You got 2 of them on line over there, dear? You got 2 of them? One of them's got to be 37.
Yep.
Now 38. Now 39. Now 39. Now 3,900.
Hannah, you're in.
Now
Alex,
39.
you're out.
Now 3,900. Click the bid, guys. Hit that clicker a little quicker. We got to go. Now $4,000. Now 2. Now 4,200. Now 4,200.
Alex, you're out.
Now 4,200. Now 42. And 2. I have. Last go. Yes or no? 4,200. You do it? 2. So 4,000. Thank you, boys. 4,000. Come on.
Hannah, you got him. Fire number 10040.
Line number 4, this will be coming in. Bacchus Bright Star. This will be a 2010 model. Quarter horse, gray mare. She is sired by Bacchus 2-star, Jim by Jack 2-star, and out of a Plano Jim bred mare. Guys, they've had her on their deal since she's been 2 years old. She's been very competitive around the ranch shows and the sortings. Very versatile. Loves to trail ride, sound no vices, and ready to go on to her next adventure. Now, she is a nice push button.
She's been part of their team for about 2 years. Is that what you're wanting to say, dear? Anything else you want to tell? You can tell us whatever you want to tell us, man. We're like taking confession. We're always good for it. Had in that program for 2 years. You'll like her when you get her home.
When you get one off of her, you'll really like them. Really gets one broke to ride around. Everything's right about them. You will not have to undo anything. She rides them reiners and the dressages, and she does it all. Watch how they ride when she has one in here.
20. 20,000. Here to 20. Here to 20,000. I'm going to 10,000. What 10,000? What 10? Where 10,000 to be 10,000? I'm going to be 10,000. Here to 10,000. I'm going to be 1,000 bucks. And 15, 2,000. Here to 2 to 2. Here to 2,000. 15, 2,000, 2,000 to be 2,000. 2,500. I'm going to be 10,000. I'm going to be 3,000. What 3,500? I'm going to be 3,500. 4,000. Here to 4 to be. Here to 4,500. 4 here 4,000. 4,000. 4,500. 4,500. I'm going to be 4,500. I'm going to be 5 to be. What 5? 4,500. I'm going to be 4,500. Here to 4,500. I'm going to be 4,500. What 4,500? 45. I'm going to be 5. give it a 4,500, I'm going to be 4,500, what, 4,500, I'm going to be the lines, wow, 4,500 to be 45,000, if I'm down here, if I'm down, I'm going to be 6,000, here, depending on about 6,000, whoops, I'm going to be 6,000, give it a 6,000, here, depending on about 6,000, yes, I'm going to be 6,000, give it a 6,000, here, depending on about 6,000, I'm going to be 6,000, it's a current, I'm going to be 6,000, here, I'm going to be 6,000, here, depending on about I'm going to be 6,000, yes, I'm going to be 6,000, give it a check in order, I'm going to be 6,000, give it a 6,000, what's this, I'm going to be 6,000, give it a 6,000, here, depending on about 5, 6, I'm going to be 6,000, yes, it's current, and broke the ride, and a pretty great horse up, and 5,500, 6,000, and 6,000, give it a 6,000, where 6,000, give it a 6,000, here, depending on 5, I'm going to be 6,500, yeah, 565, I'm going to be 7,000, give it a 7,000, I'm going to be 7,000, it's 7,000, I'm going to be 7,500, I'm going to be 7,500, it's 7,000, 8,000, I'm going to be 8,000, where 8,000, 8,000, I'm going to be 8,000, 8,000, give it a 8,000, here, depending on 8,000, let's go, 8,000, give it a 8,000, here, depending on 8,000, I'm going to be 8,000, I'm going to be 8,000, what pay, where 8,000, 8,000, I'm going to be 8,000, better time, yes, sir, go ahead.
Guys, I guarantee when you put a leg on her and you ask her to do something, she's going to do it. She's going to do it properly. She's going to do it correctly. She'll do it today, tomorrow, and 6 months from now. If you want to lay her off all through the winter and not do anything until it gets so hot you can't do something, you can do that with her. It will not make one bit of difference. She will be broke the same every day.
8,000. What? 8,000 to be 8,000, where 8,000, here to 8,000, here to 75, 80,000, 8,000, here to 8,000, here to 8,000, have it all done, 8,000. What? 8,000, where 8,000, 8,000, oh, Tommy, 8,000 to be, here to 8,000, all done, 8,000 to be, 8,000, 8,000 to be, 8,000 down to do now, so 7,500, here the door, 7,500. Hey, you want to tell her, tell her.
Lot number 5. This is West. This will be a 9-year-old Appaloosa 32-inch mini gelding. Guys, you can see he's broke to ride. If you want one that's super, super cute, take a look at this little mini now. He's been all over the farm trail rides and around town, and I guarantee all over here yesterday. Pretty fancy little gelding.
Hey, if you're wondering about this horse right here, why this horse is for sale, if you'll look, it's a mini and it's consigned by a big horse ranch. We wed him, we put fertilizer on him, he did everything in the world. He just stopped right there. We couldn't get him no bigger, so we're gonna sell it. He said the kid that knows something will have a lot of fun on him, and if a kid don't know how to ride, he might not exactly fit that little kid that don't know how to ride. But if a kid's a little bit bigger and wants to ride one around, he'll be the business now. This guy's a good guy. He goes all over the country, not selling horses, hauling horses for other people. He's got a great reputation, and he will have you a nice horse. And if you ever need a buggy horse, he is the man to see. I can promise the best buggy man in the world. Yeah, I'm going to be 10,000. I'm going to be 5,000. If I wear 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, give it a 3,000, give it a 3,000, give it a 2,000. $1,000 for me, no bid. 5, 6, 7, 8, 900. What 900? I'm going to be 1,000. I'm going to be 12. I'm going to be 1,400. 14 to be 16. I'm going to be 1,800. I'm going to be 10 to be 2,000. I'm going to be 2,200. 22. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. Give it a 22. Give it a 2,200. 22. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. Give it a 22. Here 22, 25, 2,500. 3 and 5. I'm going to be 2,500. I'm going to be 25. I'm going to be 2,500. 25. I'm going to be 25. I'm going to be 2,500. I'm going to be 2,500. 25. I'm going to be 5 to be 2,500. Here 25 to be 2,500. Here go 25 to be. Give it a 500. I'm going to be 25. I'm going to be let's go. 25, 5, 7, 2,700. I'm going to be 700. Let's 75 there somewhere. I'm going to be 2,700. I'm going to be 700. Let's 2,700. I'm going to be somewhere. I'm going to be 25, 700 bit. Give it a 700. But I'm going to be let's go. And somewhere 2,700 bit. Give it a 3,000. I'm going to be 3 bit. Let 3 down to be 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. I'm going to be 3,000. What 300 bit? Give it a 3,000. I'm going to be hang with it a 3,000. What 3 to be 3,000. I'm going to be 3,000. And 3,000, and 3 to be 3. I'm going to be 3,000. We're 3,000. You're going to have. I'm going to be 3,000. 3 to be. Let's go. And 3. I'm going to say, horse boys, yeah, bro, get in, get out. 3,000 to be. Give it a 3,000. You're going to have. And 3,000. And 3,000 to be Ruby. I'm going to sell it 3,000. I'm going to be 3,000. And 3 and 2, 32. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. Let 2, 13. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. Give it a 32. 3,200. I'm going to be 32. 92. Let 2, 13. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. Give it a 3,200. I'm going to be that's about a dime a spot. That's all. And 3,200. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. Give it a last go. 3,200. Let 2, 13. I'm 2 to be 2. Give it a 32. You're going to be 3,200. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. I'm going to be 3,200. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. Yeah, but no. I got to go. Yes, no. 32. Now 5. Now 3,500. Now 3,500. Now 35. What about 35? I'm going to be 3,500. What about 35? 500. 3,500. I'm going to be 500. What about 35? I'm going to be 5. And 5, get 5. Now 7. And 3,700. I'm going to be 7. 3,700. I'm going to be 3,700. Yes, 3,700. I'm going to be 700. 3,700. 700. Let's go. And 700. I sold 3,500 right here in the corner. 3,500. Dennis, thank you, boys.
Line number 6, this will be Yeller coming in here. This will be a 5-year-old palomino quarter grade gelding. He'll be 14-1. He's been ranched on all of his life. He's roped and drug calves, gathered, sorted lots of cattle. Guys, he'll pick up his lead. Saw him lope around there yesterday. He'll do about anything you ask him, and he's very nice to be around. He can speed him up. He can slow him down. It wouldn't make any difference. He's done it all. Got all the x-rays and everything on file with him, too.
Yeah, 20, yeah, 20,000, here, 20, here, about 10,000, yeah, 10, I'm going to be 10,000, I'm going to be about 10,000, I'm going to be about 2,000, I'll do it, $1,000, thank you, 1,500, 1,500, 20,000, I'm going to be 2,500, 25,000, I'm going to be about 2,500, I'm going to be 3,000, I'm going to be 3, 5, 3,500, 35, I'm going to be 35, full-time, 4,500, 4,500, 45, I'm going to be 4,500, I'm going to be 4,500, 45, 45, 4,500, I'm going to be 5, here, 4,200, yeah, 2, full-time, 2, I'm going to be 2, 40, 200, full-time, 200, 40, 200. Yeah, 555, I'm going to be 2, 5, 5,500, I'm going to be 55, I'm going to be 5 to bit, 1, 5, 55, 5,500, I'm going to be 500 to bit, 55, I'm going to be 5 to bit, hey, Dennis, you had to be 2 now, until you had to be 2, Dennis said 5,000, well, General Logan, and 5,002, I'm going to be 50, I'll let you be 51, doing hurry, I'm going to sell it, brother, yeah, 151, 5,000, 1, 5,000, 1, yeah, 51, 5,000, 51, yeah, 51, 5,000, to be 51, I'm going to be 5,100, I'm going to be, let's go, yeah, 1 to be 5,100, 5,000, 5,100, I'm going to be gentle, be quiet, be yeller, help yourself, 5,001, hold on, here you go, yeah, 151, 5,001, I'm going to be 5100, 100 to bit, 5,100, 1. So 5,000 straight up front. Logan, 5,000. Thank you, boys.
Lot number 7 will be coming in. There's a big black gelding here. This will be Jesse, be a 5-year-old great gelding, 15-2. Solid citizen. They've ranched on him. They've moved cows out of into the corn stalks from the pastures. They've used him like that. They've rode him on trail rides all over. He'll cross the creeks. He'll jump the logs. He's been through the timber. He's got a really soft mouth about him. Great personality, and he'll be one of the first horses to beat you at the gate.
Robert, we've had this horse several months there at the house. Like you know, we move him all around. And he stays honest. He stays gentle. We ride him maybe once a week, every other week, and he's never thrown a fit or never nothing. He's never been from the house. Here today, he's looking at stuff, but you take him home, he ain't that way. He's a nice horse.
Guys, he lives about 50, 60 miles from my house. His dad's managed one of the biggest feedlots in Missouri for several years. They have an extensive cow herd, and they use these things. They go out from the pastures, they rent a lot of stock ground and turn them cows out, and they watch over them now, and they use these horses. It may not be like Texas or Oklahoma, but I guarantee they know what a cow is when they get done.
It's warm out there where they live at, too. I mean, it's hot. It's hot. They're having a little snowstorm right now. Yeah, and here I'm going to be 20 here, but I'm 10,000. Here, but I'm going to 10,000. Well, 10,000, I'm going to be 10,000. I'm going to be 10,000. I'm going to be 5,000. If I'm wearing 5,000, I'm going to be $100,000 and I'll be 1,500, 2,000. And 2,000 bit, here, but I'm 2,000, 25. I'm going to be 3,000. I'm going to be 3. Well, 3,000 bit, here, but I'm 3,000. I'm going to be 7, 3,000, 3,200. And 2, here, but I'm 3,200. I'm going to be 2, here, but I'm 3,200. Well, 2, 3,000, 3,200. 3,200. I'm going to be 3,200, 2,300, I'm going to be 32, here, but 3,200, 2,300, 2, here, but 32, 200, I'm going to be 32, I'm going to be 2, here, but 3,200, 2,300, 3,200, I'm going to be 2 big lines, well, 3,200, I'm going to be 3,200, and 2, here, but 32, here, but wet, and 2, here, but 32, 32, here, but 200, 3,200, I'm going to be 2, but 2, half and 2, 32, I'm going to be 2, last go, 3,200, 32, I'm going to be 2, here, but 30, I'm going to battle, and 3,200, 3,200, I'm going to be 32, here, but 3,200, I'm going to be 2, last go. And 2 together with that 32 to be 2.5, 200. I'm going to be 32 and 200 to be 2 to 32 on down to it. 3,002. I have. Let's go. 3,200. Yeah, 213. I'm going to be 2 to 2. Give it a 3,200. I'm going to be 2 to 32. I'm going to be 2 to 200 to be 3,200. 2, now 5, now 3,500, now 3,500, now 3,500. Yeah, 5, 35. I'm going to be down 5 to be. What 5, 35? I'm going to be 3,500, 500, 3,500. I'm going to be down 2,500, 3,500. What 5, 35? I'm going to be down to go down to down down to 3,500. I sold 3,200 here in the door. 3,200. What you got to have, buddy? Hang on. Takes 4,500, Dennis. Takes 4,500. Thank you, boys. Thank y'all.
Lot number 8 to be coming in now. This will be cash for a special night. This will be a 2019 model sorrel quarter horse paint, double registered, gelding. He is sired by Gunner Special Night, one of the hottest reigning horse sires in the business, by Gunner, and out of an own daughter of the legendary Wimpy's Little Step. Guys, there was 30 head in the trail yesterday, this horse, and it was a tough competition all the way through. This horse was 8th yesterday. He's in it quiet, never caused a problem, went right through the obstacles. In multiple world championships, Congress champions. He has points in over 7 events. And out of a nice, fabulous bred mare on the bottom side, this horse again is double